Hello and welcome to RenderPod tutorial. Today we are going to start the lesson 1 of the full course of creating a modern house from modeling to post-processing. So these are the things that we will do in lesson 1. So first thing is to prepare a CAD reference. And then we will insert the CAD into 3D Max as reference. And then we can start modeling by editable poly. We will also use the copy instance in modeling. After that, I will show you how to generate a slab model. And lastly, we will create the columns. So let's start. So our first step is to make a CAD reference file which we will insert later in 3D Max. First, we will create a new blank file and then we will combine all the floor plans of all the levels of the house into this file. So I have here the ground floor, the first floor, second floor, and third floor. So now we will just copy this, Control C, and then paste it here as an extent. And then what I need to do is just to clean it, delete all the hatches because I don't really need these hatches and it will make the file heavier when I import it in 3D Max. So now it's cleaned, and then I will now copy the first floor, Control C, and then Control V paste, and then the second floor, Control C, Control V, and then the third floor, Control C, Control V. So now what we need to do is to align this plans and to have a similar distance to each other. Right. So we will offset it into 30 meters for each. And then we can move now each plan to that end of the line. Okay, so now it's set up, and then I will explain to you later why we are doing this. I will explain to you the importance of this. So now we just save this as 3D reference. Okay, so sorry. So now we move to 3D Max, and we will import or insert the CAD file in this 3D Max as the reference, so we can trace the plan while making the 3D model. So the way I insert a CAD file to make it as a reference for modeling is I do not use the import options. The reason for that is if you use the import option, the CAD file will be permanently inserted to the 3D Max file. So what happens is your 3D Max file will be very heavy, especially if the CAD file has too many details that you don't really need. What I use is the references option, which only links the CAD file to 3D Max. So anytime you don't need a CAD file anymore for modeling, you can simply detach it from 3D Max. So what I'm doing is just make the CAD file as the reference. So I choose this reference and then manage link, and then I'll just browse the file. It is in meters, of course. Okay, then that's it. So now the next step is to select all the lines, and then we will make a new layer in the layer tab. Create new layer, click this one. We can rename the layer for CAD. So instantly it became one layer only. So the purpose of this is we can now freeze this layer so we cannot move it anymore or do something about it, because what we need only is a new layer for modeling. So now we can start modeling the walls. So first thing to do is we will make a box. So if we hold Control and right click, then we can select the box here and then just click and drag, and there's the box. So now we will convert this box into an editable poly. So to do that, we can just right click and go to convert to and convert editable poly. So as you can see, this is different now. It's saying the editable poly. The next step is to select this polygon here and polygon below and hit delete. So now we can start aligning these faces to the walls of the ground floor. Okay, so it's aligned now, and then we will give it a height of 3.6, let's say. The purpose of making a preparation CAD reference for this modeling is because we will make an instance copy for each floor, so we can trace the second floor, we can trace the third floor, and we can trace the top roof. So to do that, we can just press Ctrl V to make a copy, a clone, and then we will select instance, and then we will place it. If you can remember, this is 30 meters apart, so we will move this 30 meters, so to be exact. So it's really not hard to place it back if you want to. So now we are going to trace the first floor. So to make another plane, we can just select this face, hold shift, click and drag, and select element, and then we can move this up to the first floor level, and now we can trace it. So to extend this, to make another plane going here, we can just select the edge and hold shift, click and drag as well. So we're just tracing the lines of the first floor, sorry. Here. Okay, so when we are done tracing the whole wall, we must close the model. By closing the model, we can just select the vertex and then right click, click weld. So now it's just one object here, one element. And then now we can copy it again, Control V, select instance, and then move it 30 meters on the right. Select a face and then shift, click and drag upwards, and then align it here, and then we can trace again. Trace here. Oop. Okay, we're almost done with the second floor. Oh wait, it's here. Okay, select the vertices and right click weld. And then copy again, Control B instance, move it 30 meters on the right for the top roof, and then shift, click and drag upwards. So the wall is here. Okay. Select both and click and drag. That's possible also. And then there's an option to close this one automatically. Select both faces and then click bridge. So now it's closed. So if we check again the floor plan, we have an upstand here. So we will make that also. So click this, click shift, click and drag, align this here, and then it will stop here. This one will stop here. Okay. Okay, so now we're done tracing the walls. So now we can delete this, and this, and this. So we can go back here. I think this is too high for an upstand. Let's just make it 1.5. 1.5. And you can check. And for this, I think it's just 3 meters for the studio. Because this floor, that room is just a studio, so it doesn't have to be that tall. Okay. So now I think this is okay. So the next step is creating the slab. So generating the slab is we just have to click this border and select the openings of the wall. Okay, and then we hit this cap here just to close it, and then after that we select this polygon, and then we select the faces of the slabs. It's this one, and for the ground floor, and we click detach, then we rename it as slab. Then after that we select the slab and give it a color, so we have the slab now. So we'll just copy this one to have a slab here. Okay, so now we are going to give it the thickness. So to give it the thickness, we select it and we go to the modifier and choose the shell modifier, and we will make it 0.3 thickness. And then we will check if all is going down. So is it all going down? No, this too is going up. So we will go back to this and editable poly, select those two, and this just click flip. So now if we go back to shell and test it again, it's all going down. So now we can give it the final value of 0.3. Okay, so it's done. It's okay. So as you can see, this plane here and the side of the slab is overlapping because it's in the same plane. So if I'm doing the slab, I am offsetting it like 0.01 just to avoid that overlapping, because if you don't do that, when you render, it will give you a black some kind of error in rendering. So to do that, we go back to this editable poly, select again all the slab faces, and then click outline settings and give it -0.01. Okay, then click check just to check if it's offset already. Yes, there's this gap already. So now we can go back to shell again to have the thickness. So we gave the slab a thickness, now we will give the walls a thickness also. So give it a thickness, modify, and add modifier shell, and this is 0.25 thickness of the wall. And don't forget to click this straighten corners here, so all the walls will be straight vertically, because if you don't click that, it will not be perpendicular to each other and some kind of errors. So in checking this model now, there's some slab showing, so we can fix that by just dragging the line of the floor downwards. snapping it here and here. Okay, so now it's covered. Okay, so after that, I think we should give it down stand for the sealing, for the drop sealing. So we'll just do that now. Take a line. Let's give it a 0.6 down stand. Okay, so it will close here and here. So I'm just aligning it to the wall of the first floor. Where is it? Yes. So we can temporarily hide the CAD by doing this what do you call this? Hold Shift plus S. So to bring it back, just do it again. Shift plus S. Okay, and this is the last one. So now we are done. Of course, we will also make an upstand. So there will be something to hold the balcony. But I think it's like 0.2 meters only. Okay. 0.2. And here as well. Shift, click and drag. Point two. Okay, so I think it's looking good. Okay, so for the last object to model, we'll just have to bring back the CAD. Shift S is the column. So we're just going to model the columns that is showing in the view. So we don't have to model the columns inside. So because we're not going to see it in the view. So now this is a circular column. So we will create a circle and just trace it. Click edge and just trace it. Then go to perspective view and then give it a height. Oh, sorry. By extrude, give it a height like that. Whoa, it's too high. Okay, so We can convert this to poly, so it would be one object only. So align it with the top floor slab, and then we will copy an element for the second column. And then the columns at the side. Just here. Go back to perspective view. So now we will just bring this two down. Here. Okay, so if we check this model's looking okay, but you will notice this one has no slab because I will include this one in the slab of the balcony. So that's the next lesson. For this lesson, we're all done. We made the walls, the slab, and the column. And then for the next lesson, we will create the balcony slab, the glass, the handrail, and then we will make the openings of the windows, doors, and from that we will create the frame of the window, the glass, and the door itself. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you learned something in this lesson. Please support my channel by clicking the subscribe button below so I can continue making more lessons for you, and by clicking like and share as well. Thanks again.